Okay, welcome to judges training / a little bit of contest training. Okay, today I'm going to cover some things that are brand new in District 52 and some other things that are brand new in Toastmasters.
Anything that I'm talking about today can be read in the speech contest rulebook for 2016. The new rulebook has Dhananjaya Hadarachi on the cover, so that's the one you want to be checking out.
Something I want everybody to get their hands on. So this is the contest rulebook, so it is available on District 52, as is the ballot and several other documents. Inside this rulebook are several pieces of new information, and I want to show you how that is identified. I hope that'll make you dizzy. Can you see, I don't know if this is big enough, can you see the black diamond right here?
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay, this is a new piece in the rulebook. When you see a black diamond in the margin, that information is brand new. Some part of it has been changed. So this one up here where it's the speech contest policy, they've changed something in here from the last time. This one also, individual admission fees to a contest may be charged. That was not there before. So inside this rule book, you will notice all kinds of black diamonds. And those diamonds need to be paid attention to because a lot of times in the contest, people are going on old information. And I want to make sure that everybody understands that there are new rules.
Every judge who judges in a contest is supposed to have a copy of the speech contest rulebook. I suggest that you read it before you become a judge. I suggest that you understand it before you judge a contest, whether it be at your club, your area, the division, or the district. Is to go to District 52. We will have a link put up on the District 52 contest page with all of the forms you could possibly want.
Evaluation contest ballot. We're going to go over this one first because it's a little shorter. It has 4 big sections and no subsections. And then we're going to move into humorous. The first thing I'd like to show you is that each section has a different total point value. The total point value is listed under the word excellent. And then there's a point range under very good, a point range under good, and a point range under fair. Now, I talked to Toastmasters International. They do not care if you use these point ranges at all. They don't care how you categorize your winners in these boxes. What it's for is a guide. It's to guide you to picking a winner by totaling up whatever scoring system you use. So I suggest to everyone I train that you do not use this box up here. It doesn't mean anything to you anymore. Excellent, very good, good, fair. It doesn't count for anything. What I do suggest is that you take half of the total amount and use that for your first contestant measurement. If that contestant is not somebody who's really, really poor, but is really fairly good, give them a point value of 20. That starts you off in the middle and allows you to raise or lower your points for the next contestants as you see them. And it doesn't mean that they're only good. It just means you're starting in the middle. It's very, very handy. The same with recommendations. Start at 15 for recommendations. And then technique, I suggest you start at 7, and summation start at 7. Okay, so I want to now go over what these categories mean, and so I'm going to flip to the back side of the ballot and talk about these individual criteria. Every judge is responsible for knowing what these mean before they go into the contest. So one of the things I do during a pre-briefing is I send the ballot to the judges and I talk about this. because there's much more time to talk about this in the pre-briefing than there is in the briefing right at the contest. And a judge, if they understand these things, will be able to give point values that are meaningful at the contest. So the first one is analytical quality. This refers to the effectiveness of the evaluation. It says every evaluation should carefully analyze the strengths and weaknesses of the speaker's presentation. Were the evaluator's comments clear and logical? Did the evaluator identify specific strengths and weaknesses in the presentation? This is basic evaluation product. An evaluator gets up there and talks about the strengths and weaknesses of the speaker. But if the evaluator's comments don't make sense to you as a judge, they're probably not making sense to the speaker either. If they're not logical, they don't match the speech. For some reason, they're talking about gestures, but that speaker didn't use very many, and they're talking about them being good. It isn't logical that that evaluator was actually watching the speaker. So you need to use these criteria to decide how good their analytical quality was. Recommendations. These are an important part of an evaluation. It's what sets us apart from every other speaking organization out there. An evaluator not only points out the strengths and the weaknesses of a speech, he or she also offers specific recommendations for improvement. Those recommendations should be practical, helpful, positive, and they should enable the speaker to improve his or her next presentation. With those recommendations, this is the key right here. If you have a speaker who's a beginner and you are giving them an evaluation that is above their ability, you are not giving them an opportunity to improve. When you go over the head of a speaker, you're giving them something to improve on that basically is a quantum leap for that speaker. And quantum leaps are painful, and most speakers won't make them. So they need to be practical for the speaker themselves. How good is that speaker? How do you observe that speaker as an audience member? Not just as a judge, but as an audience member, you see the test speaker. You judge that test speaker's ability as you do any other speaker. So if they are appearing to you as not being advanced, the practical evaluations need to be fairly basic and within the range of that speaker that you know they can improve on. It has to be comfortable to you to hear those recommendations with regard to what you heard and saw in that speaker. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Technique is the manner in which the evaluator presents his or her comments and recommendations. An evaluator should be sensitive to the feelings and needs of the speaker. This just enhances what I just said about who is that speaker. You as a judge are not just watching the evaluator, but you're watching the evaluator in connection to their speaker that they are evaluating. So they need to inspire and encourage the speaker. Again, you're listening for the things that you would feel are at the level that the speaker was at. So you can tell if a person is being a little bit too hard or a little bit too soft even for a speaker. Okay? The only contest in which this last category appears is in evaluations. It is a requirement for the contestant, but it's not an eligibility requirement, but it does carry 15-point value. If a speaker does not do a summation at all, then they should not get any points for this portion. If a speaker does a mediocre summation or only covers some of the things they talked about, the point value can go up from there. However, if a speaker adds something in their summation that was not covered in any other portion of their talk, in any other portion of their evaluation, they also should be marked down for that summation. So the section at the top that gives 15 points, you want to make sure that it's already been spoken in these two. Oh, and by the way, I need to segue backwards just a bit. In an evaluation contest, delivery is not part of an evaluation ballot. It does not matter whether an evaluation contestant uses vocal variety, uses the entire stage, uses strong gestures, or anything. They are evaluating a speaker, and it's more important to decide if they evaluated with good, reasonable, analytical quality and recommendations than it is whether they use the whole stage, talk to the whole audience, or used vocal variety or gestures. So it is not part of the ballot, and the only thing a judge is supposed to be judging is the ballot. Contest judge tears off the top portion of their ballot, signing the bottom and putting first, second, and third in the bottom, turning in the bottom to the ballot counter, and disposing of the top portion away from the contest. They take it with them. They don't dispose of it in a trash can in the contest. They don't dispose of it anywhere. They don't crumple it up and leave it behind. It's not to be left behind.
It's called Evaluation Contest Notes. It's a blank sheet of paper. It has nothing on it, no hints as to how to evaluate. It's blank on the back. Evaluation contestants are required to only use this form, no other form at all. They're not supposed to use anything else because Toastmasters International now wants the contestants to be on an equal level, on an equal plane. They want every contestant to do their evaluation based on what they saw, what they heard, and what they felt in the contest, without preparation from some other evaluation that they might have done before. I have been asked in other trainings if a contestant can have more than one of these. The answer to that is yes. Make sure every evaluation contestant gets at least one of these for their note-taking during the speech, and make sure there are plenty of them for them to use at the table during their 5 minutes of preparation. Remember, no binders, spiral notebooks, note cards, or any electronic devices are allowed by evaluation contestants. Just this note sheet. That's the only one.